Welcome to another Blades and Blasters one-shot. I am Slip, your GM, your favorite player, and your best friend. Today we will be playing Cypher System and are joined by Tetnak as Rosar, a mystical adept who crafts illusions. Sim as Jason Winters, a strong-willed explorer who focuses mind over matter. And finally, Ghost as Saldor, a hardy adept who fuses flesh and tech. One of my goals in this game is to highlight the flexibility of the Cypher system. All the PCs are from different genre settings, and yet I was still able to throw them all together in the same adventure. So hopefully this works out and is fun for everybody. As always, if you enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. We have near daily new content. Without further ado, I'm going to read a short background blurb about the PCs, and then we're going to jump right into the action. I have faith that my players are skilled enough at roleplay that we will get to know their characters better fairly quickly just through their interactions. What an unlikely group of friends. The arithmetic required to calculate the probability of any of you ever crossing paths is beyond comprehension. And yet, here you all are. Shanti, a girl raised on the streets, enhanced with a data jack and digital storage to serve the needs of the man who raised her and helped her to survive. Not that he was without ulterior motives, but through him, Shanti came into possession of the cube, a powerful encyclopedia of worlds and dimensions. Deciding she was tired of being used, she absconded with the cube into the nearest portal it directed her to, and that's how she met our Rosar, a young wizard, but showing great potential in the arts of seeming. His ability to distract with illusions and his knowledge of portal magics have been invaluable to Shanti as she attempts to navigate strange worlds and foreign landscapes. It wasn't long before their travels led them to Saldor Havid. Born with a twisted spine, Saldor was offered opportunities his parents never dared hope for when he showed an affinity for crystal magic. After becoming an accomplished stone singer, Saldor used his magic and engineering expertise to design mechanical replacements for his weaker body parts. Now, his physical prowess, as well as his intellect, is a force to be reckoned with. Crystals are often found at the site of recurring portals, and so he offered to accompany Shanti and Rosar on their journeys. In a cave rich with singing crystals, they found a new portal leading to Jason Winters. Just a regular guy with some extremely strange luck. Always the favorite of his quirky Uncle Walt, he was the most affected when Walt disappeared, but 7 years later, his uncle was declared deceased, and to Jason's surprise, he inherited Uncle Walt's condominium building and moved into the luxurious penthouse suite. Just getting used to the high life, Jason was enjoying a shower in the spacious bathroom when his scrubbings were interrupted by the entrance of 3 people, each strange in his or her own way. To make a long story short, the portal closed behind Jason, but reopened 24 hours, this time leading someplace new. And each of you was impelled to explore for different reasons. Each of you has skills that makes this kind of unpredictable travel easier and safer. You have discovered that passing through a portal acclimates the traveler, lending the ability to communicate with any intelligent inhabitant. Still, it's a risky business. Only a fraction of portals are on Shanti's maps. Of those, few are stable. Even fewer are predictable. A mere handful are both. Even then, you never know exactly what to expect. But what is life without risk? Disaster. Shanti has always been a little vague about how she came into possession of the cube, but its maps and knowledge of worlds and portals has been something you rely on. She thought that she could slip quietly back into her home dimension and pick up some needed upgrades for her software. She should have known better. Crow Atwan, her mentor, the foster brother who had all but raised her after her parents fell on hard times, is not a forgiving man. He must have put word out to all the black market tech vendors to let him know if she was spotted. After setting off some sort of stun grenade in a back alley, it took him all of 30 seconds to eject the cube from the back of Shanti's neck and insert it into his own data jack. You all woke up from your stupor with just enough time to see him take off down the street, followed by one of his cronies, a bruiser that everyone just calls Jack, and Shanti, blank-eyed and wearing some kind of high-tech collar. You give chase. Shanti doesn't respond to your cries. He enters a high-rise and you follow, eventually reaching the roof, 200 feet off the ground. There's a familiar ripple in the air nearby, above the rooftop utility shed. You know this means a portal's getting ready to open. This is obviously where Crow at Juan is headed. When Crow reaches the building, his tech boots start to glow, and grabbing Shanti, he makes it to the top in a single enhanced bound. Below, standing in your way, Jack turns to face you, his muscles bulging with unnatural strength as he aims a large blaster in your direction. "I don't think so," Jack snarls. "Time to see if you can fly." And with that, everyone can roll initiative.
No bonuses.
Not unless you're playing a character that has an initiative bonus, so.
Okay.
Ghost rolls a 1. That is a GM intrusion, so you're gonna go last, and you're gonna lose this first turn. Tell me what happens that trips Saldor up as you guys reach this rooftop and survey the scene.
An actual trip. Debris on the rooftop here, I suppose, is what. That's where we are. Saldor and then come barging through and slips up on a brick that was misplaced.
Okay. For some reason, Saldor didn't end up on the initiative tracker. Hold on. All right. All right. So Jason gets to act first. Right now, Crow and Shanti are way up here. You can barely see either of them, but you see a shimmer right there near them. You think that's where a portal's going to open up, but it hasn't yet.
And the bruiser standing between us, right?
Yep, he's got some sort of high-tech blaster pointed at you. It's not your kind of tech, but you do recognize it as some sort of high-powered weapon.
Okay, so seeing the bruiser there, he's got us on point. I see that Jason has a rifle and a sword short.
Yeah, so one of Jason's best abilities is his fleet of foot. Most characters can only move an immediate distance that's like 10 feet or less and still take another action like attack. But if Jason wants to, he can make a speed roll, and at a difficulty level, I think it says 3, but if you make it, you can both move a short distance, which is like up to 50 feet, so definitely reach him,
Okay,
and still attack.
Yeah, it says 2, so I'll do that. I'll use the melee sword there.
Okay, so go ahead and roll your speed ability, or just do a slash roll 1d20. I think it says run, actually. Let me look at your guy. Yeah, it's the run ability under skills.
Okay, yeah.
All right, so you make it. You speed over there, and strangely, people looking at you wouldn't think you were that fast necessarily. And you can make your attack.
All right. Some of the attacks.
Now, before you do you want to put any effort into your attack? Or do you want to put any effort into your damage? This guy looks like he's wearing some definite armor plating.
Okay, so the damage would probably enhance that, right? I guess it would be the penetration.
Right.
Yeah, and it would come from my might pool.
Yes. Well, just you can spend it from either one, but melee attacks often come from might, but they can come from speed too. So whichever you prefer, it's just going to affect how it looks, really. So let's move you over to Jack, and go ahead. Once you click the attack button, you'll get a pop-down menu, and it'll ask you about effort to damage at one point, and so just put 1 there.
Okay, unknown difficulty, right?
Yeah, I mean, I can just tell you, it's going to be a difficulty of 12.
Okay. Alright, oh, something just happened. Alright, I get a cost. Is that the spot for the damage? Because I had one for roller.
If you put in that you do effort, it automatically is going to take in the cost of the effort, but just attacking doesn't cost you anything.
Okay, I just want to make sure I didn't roll it without it. There we go.
Alright, so that 14 is a hit. And because he put the 1 effort into damage, he does a total of 7. And the cost total over there is 2, which is 3 for the edge and -1. And 3 for the effort and -1 for the edge. So subtract that 2 from whatever pool you were rolling, your might pool.
Alright, cool. I'm doing that now.
So as you jab at him with your short sword, you can tell that some of it gets deflected. But tell me, what does Jason look like as he's running over there and attacking?
So Jason, as they enter the rooftop, seeing one of his mates stumble, runs and the hope to negate the Jack the Bruiser there, to negate his advantage with a long-range weapon, and moves in for the swipe, and he swings sideways at him, and he feels it hit. He just feels like it's a lot of heavy armor. He came ready for a fight.
Jack curses in his thick Cockney brogues, so thick you can't even really make out, but you know he's not calling you anything nice. And Jason's got a short sword. We must have picked it up in the travel somewhere, because otherwise he just kind of looks like a normal, everyday, modern guy. And next is Saldor, but this is when he trips. Somehow I missed Rosar. Okay, so Rosar goes next, actually.
Yeah, so Rosar is running up behind Jason. His hood has fallen off the top of his head as he's been moving. He has short, cropped brown hair pushed forward. He stops suddenly. He's wearing a cloak, which could seem out of place. The black cloak flutters as he reaches his hands up, and they he makes a sign in the air, and as he does, a yellow glow begins to glow above Crow as he attempts to use entangling force on him.
Okay, can you pop the button by entangling force?
Yes. You just want me to roll it?
Yeah, I
that,
still want to get the
like that,
description.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Short range, so probably not.
He's not short range. You could do that to Jack, or you can pick a different action. Or you can use moving as your action to try that next time. If you got to right here, that, vertically would be short range.
Yeah, I'll do that then.
Okay. So you can... That's going to be... Yeah, one short move. So you can make that in one round to get over here.
Okay.
Movement's pretty loosey-goosey in here, and it's within the range.
Yeah, he brings up his hands and it begins to start as he runs, but he's not close enough to actually cast it as yet, as he runs by the Bruiser and Jason, saying nothing.
Okay, and next Jack is gonna go. And let's see. He's engaged with Jason, but Rosar's running by, so let's see who he wants to. One through 4, it's Jason. Nope. Alright, so you are standing by the edge of this building, and you need to roll a speed defense. You can decide whether you're putting effort into this or not.
I'm going to. Let's see, speed defense. What's the difficulty I am putting effort in?
Oh, the difficulty of this one is it's 12.
So in this case, it would be
9. Yeah, it'll
demanding. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh. Okay, I see. Hold on. So difficult, and then let's see if this works. Effort to roll 1. Cost to be 3. I think I did that right.
It automatically, once you use effort, calculates the cost. So your total cost is just 3, not 6, like it says on the bottom. So next time,
okay,
if you just put in effort, it'll automatically tell you. Oh, but you got a freaking 20. Okay, so another fun element of the system is 17, 18, 19, 20. If you're attacking someone and you get a 17, you get a +1 to damage. 18, it's +2. 19, it's +3. 20, it's +4. Or for 18 or 19, you can get a minor effect, and for 20, you can get a major effect. Now, this is not an attack roll, so you don't get any extra damage. But with a 20, you can get a major effect. So I'm going to let you have an action, or you can just say something happens that's not unreasonable.
So what was happening with the building?
What
was I
so
rolling
Jack,
against? Yeah.
Oh, Jack pointed his weapon at you.
Okay.
And you felt a blast of force shoot by you, but you just either felt it coming or dodged nimbly to the side, and as it whooshes by, you can tell it's just this concussive blast that might have just blasted you right off of the building.
So as he dodges the impact on the side of the building, do you think it could make Shanti fall out of his grasp up there on top of the building?
She's not in his grasp. She seems to be following him willingly.
I see. Okay. I'll take an action then.
Okay.
And then I will use the
entangling force.
Yeah.
Okay. So He can attack and defend, but can't move from the position. It's a level 2 construct.
Yeah, and I'm gonna spend effort to make it a level 3.
Okay, so it's a level 3 construct. So, at any turn that he is trying to move, until he escapes from it, he's going to have to roll against that. Mm-hmm. Well, actually, I mean, I'm not supposed to actually roll for anything, but one of us can roll for that when the time comes. Okay, and then as that happens, okay, you guys notice the portal next to him flare up, looking like that. So the portal's open, and it looks like he would have just tried to leap into it, but he's looking down and he sees... What does the entangling force look like?
Yeah, it looks like it shoots from Rosara's hands and looks like tendrils reaching up. It wraps up his leg from his ankle, across his shoulders, around his arms, pinning them to his side. It looks like basically rope and tendrils wrapping around him.
He looks down at those, and then he looks at the portal, and even from this distance, you can see a slight look of panic. All right, then we're going to be back to the top, which is Jason again.
Well, he missed his turn. Ghost guy did. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He fumbled for his initiative.
Jason, seeing the shot go off towards his comrade there, he's going to take the opportunity to do another strike with his sword.
All right. Effort in attack or damage?
We'll go with damage again.
Okay. All right, this time, no. Tell me what it looks like as you miss this guy. Or it might just hit his armor.
Yeah, I would say it probably hit his armor. He probably swings and then turns into a glancing blow off one of his arms there.
Okay. Well then, next it is Rosar's turn. Tet.
Okay, so... Yeah. He's going to, as he stands there and Crow is disabled, he is going to use Onslaught.
Okay. Okay, so, which one you're attacking, Crow?
Yes.
Okay. Go ahead and roll the attack button. It should be under your attacks.
Yep.
And his defense is 15.
Okay, this is a mental attack, so it ignores armor if that matters.
It matters in terms of damage.
Yeah, okay. This is a mental... It comes out of intellect, right?
Yep, you can spend effort on either an attack or damage for mental text.
So this would be challenging, is that right? You said 15?
15.
Difficulty is 3 times whatever, is that right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so you you try it, but you feel this guy's mind is pretty cagey. Like you can't quite. It's almost slippery to your attack.
Yeah, his eyes flare up slightly, but nothing happens, and he frowns as realizes didn't work out as he had wished.
Yes, and at the end of the round, he's gonna make his roll. Okay, Jack. Alright, this time he turns to Jason and scowls. You're getting pretty annoying, boy. And you need to make a speed defense roll.
All right.
Oh, nice. Okay. It's not quite to minor effect range, but what does that look like as you easily dodge the blast from this weapon?
So seeing Jack take aim at him and hearing his comment makes him ready to move. You know, he's estimating like he's about to shoot, trying to judge, and he just judges. You know, is a lucky judge, so he kind of moves out the way as Jack pulls it. Couldn't hit the broadside of a barn, it looks like.
He looks extremely frustrated. Looks down at his weapon almost as if it's not moving, not working right. Gives it a bang with one fist. Now it's Saldor Connect.
Yeah, Saldor gets off of his ass and sees Razar tangling with him up there, and sees over here that Jason's engaged with Jax, this big lug, and I'm gonna try to run up and assist with that. So Saldor readies his arm cannon. If I'm able to move and do that at the same turn, I will.
Yep.
So,
Wait. Well, what are you trying? Where are you trying to get to?
I'm trying to get up and help Jason.
Do you want to be in melee range or distance?
No, distance would be good.
Okay, you can just move over a couple steps and be able to get off an attack in the same round if you're just firing from a distance. So you can do that.
Alright, maybe the onslaught physical. And I can put effort into the attacks, right?
Into the attack or the damage.
Let's do the attack because I'd like to hit him. So it'd be. Let's see. So how would I input that for the value for the effort portion?
Oh, you just put in one effort, and I think it'll drop down to attack or damage.
Okay. And what's the difficulty on it?
12.
That's not let me put 12 for the input value and difficulty.
What's the scale? Does it have a drop down?
It does. It's 1 is simple, and then it goes over to 10 impossible.
I think you want 4.
Yeah, this is. You want 4.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. That does not hit. So, what does that look?
So Saldor winds up the arm cannon and shoots past and hits the wall, and he looks at Jason. Jason, we don't have time for this. Can you finish him off?
All right. I want. Rosar wouldn't really be able to see this from here, but Jason and Saldor to make an intellect check. It's just a 1d20. You can add effort if you want. The difficulty of this is just a 9 to start with. Yes, that's difficulty level 3. Awesome. Okay, Jason, as you're kind of doing the float like a butterfly with Jack over here, you see over his shoulder and you can see that there are like metal rungs painted the same color as the building that go up to the top, I guess, for utility access. And so you know that you'd be able to use them to get up there. You know, it looks like there might be more up here. Anyway, that is that. And it is Jason's turn again.
Jason, as he's moving around, he kind of hears being told, "Can I finish him?" And he can look past and see the rungs. Yeah, mate, I can leave you to him. But it might not be no good. And he's gonna take a swing. And he's gonna try to hit him.
Oh, I forgot to roll. Tet, can you roll 1d20?
Mm-hmm. Not what I was looking for.
Oh, man. Okay. Yeah. So, as you guys are messing around down here, you see Crow kind of struggle for a minute, and with the force that's coming from Ozar, and then he says something to Shanti, and she goes to the edge of the building, and it almost looks like she's gonna fall there, like she's walking backwards, but she stops, and then she runs as fast as she can and hits him, and she throws him, and they go through the portal.
And that, we would be able to see that, or is that something we're not?
Oh no, you all can see that.
Okay.
Yeah, Rosar frowns. Hurry up!
The two of you who have powers that are kind of relevant to portals are Saldor and Rosar. So just make sure you kind of take a quick look at those. And Jason, you can do something.
My tech didn't show up yet.
It did. You
Okay.
failed miserably.
Yes.
Oh shoot, I didn't see that. Oh, you rolled a 1? Oh crap.
Oh, but of
Okay.
course.
Okay, so as you go in for another hit, your sword strikes his armor and gets caught in like a crease in the metal plating. And as you try to rip it back, you just rip your hand back. No sword. It does clatter to the ground, but you've dropped your sword.
Oh, bloody hell.
All right. Rosar, it is your...
I'm going to cast Hold Portal on the portal.
Okay. Roll. Well, first, I'm going to have you use your magical knowledge. Like I think you've
Okay.
got a skill.
I do. Sense
That'll
magic
tell you.
or mystical skill trained in supernatural, this one?
Yeah, that's gonna kind of count with your portal knowledge. So let's just see how well you do with that. Just roll a 1d20, and since you're trained in it,
Whoops.
this
1d20.
the base. Yeah. Okay. You can't tell from this distance how unstable or how long this portal is likely to stay open. So yeah, hold portal would be the next thing that you can do.
Yeah, he's gonna roll hold portal. I'll just okay. It's gonna first round beginning at difficulty level 0. It says
Yeah. So the first round, you're basically okay unless you roll a 1, in which case it still succeeds, but there would be an intervention.
Yeah, he puts his hand up and you see the portal begin to fluctuate as he's holding it open. He looks over his head to the other two. We have to go into the portal now.
All right. Jack hears that, looks over his shoulder at Rosar. I don't think so, mate. And let's see, he's still gonna probably attack Jason. So you roll a defense, please.
Jason rolls a defense.
Yeah, Jason rolls a defense.
Probably should have put some effort into it.
Yeah. Okay. So you get blown back. Make an intellect defense. All right, good. You make your intellect defense. So you're hit with the blast from this cannon, and it takes you dangerously close to the edge. It hits you with such force that you think that if it had hit you anywhere near your head, that it might have stunned you, and just you might have ended up over the edge. But you were not stunned, so you are okay. And Jack looks at you as you kind of teeter on the edge for a moment, and he's like grinning and gritting, and then he looks extremely disappointed as you find your footing again.
Almost there.
All right, Saldor's turn.
Jason, this is why you need to stop playing with swords. And go ahead and point my cannon at Jax again.
All right.
And we'll spend the... No effort this time. Just make it happen.
Any effort into... Okay.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my gosh, bad rolling today. He's actually pretty good. So, yeah, tell me what that looks like.
The whole building's starting to shake at this point from all the shooting and hitting the walls.
Yeah, Jack like senses the shot coming, kind of feels it, ducks, and you can see it ruffle his hair as it goes over his shoulder, and he finally seems to take note of you. Turns his blaster in your direction. All right, Jason's turn. You are not stunned, so you can move and attack, or move.
Well, his sword's on the ground now, so he wants to pull out his rifle, not his ammunition.
You're fine.
Okay. I'm gonna do that. Oh, I don't know if I'd be able to use these abilities.
I'm sorry. What?
Fleet of foot, is that per? How many times can I use that? Essentially,
Oh, every turn.
every turn. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna do that and then move past Jack towards where I saw the utility ladder at, and fire from there.
Ah, gotcha. Nice. Okay. You just have to make your speed check. Oh, you made it. Awesome. So you are over here, and you can take your shot.
All right, and he's gonna look back and turn around real quick and do a quick shot. I'm not gonna use any effort to roll, but I will use it for damage.
Oh, you got an extra 2 points too. So yeah, effort to damage on that would have been 4, 5, 6. That damage doesn't look right. It should have been 7, 8, 9 total points of damage. So yeah, that's huge.
And as he fires his shots, he kind of lets out a smile. Sid, I think you're right. Maybe I ought to leave the sword here.
You go by him so fast that you manage to catch him in the back, and he kind of stumbles forward a little bit, looking over his shoulder at you, but he can't really. He's wincing in pain too much. But he tries to get to his feet and steady his cannon, his rifle. All right, Rosar, it's your turn. You see Jason run past Jack.
Yeah. Is it an action to concentrate and keep the portal up, or because it states it requires a successful roll each round.
Say it's an action though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just let you do that plus another action.
Yeah. Well, that's gonna be. So question. On my Cypher scroll of Bend the Law, do I know what it does? It says roll 1d100 for what it does, but
we should have done that before.
oh, can I just do it right now to know if I want to use it or not?
Yeah.
So 91 is running. That doesn't help me too much get up there. Okay.
Well, it'll give you Jason's power though, basically. I'll say that you can move and attack or move and act in one round. You don't have to use that now, but
okay. Well, let's roll for hold the portal for now first, I guess.
Okay.
So difficulty 1. Okay.
Awesome. Okay.
Keeping the portal open. I'm going to... Yeah, I'll use my Cypher. So I need to roll for level, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to be used up after I use it.
Yep.
I'll save it then. I'll just... Can I move over to him with my action to Jason?
Yep.
And that would be my action?
No, because you haven't taken another action yet.
Okay.
That's your move. That's your free move
Okay.
from activating your Cypher.
So, okay. So then I'll just do magic missile against this guy then,
All right.
and I will actually not do mental on him. I'll do mind slice. I'm gonna deal with his armor. What's the difficulty on that? I'm going to use effort too, but
The difficulty is 12.
it's 12. Okay.
Actually, gosh, you're behind him. See, this is where you're supposed to argue with me. The system doesn't have a rule for everything, but if you see a possible advantage that you have, you can, say, "Can I use this as an asset?"
Well,
for instance,
you
guys are behind him.
Yeah. It's mental though. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd still say that being behind someone and catching them more off guard is probably advantageous. So
Okay. Difficulty 3 then?
So we'll lower that. Yeah, difficulty 3.
Okay. I'll do 1 effort.
Oh, plus an extra 2 damage on top of that. So you put the effort into damage? No, into attack?
Hit, yeah.
Okay. But you still do that extra plus 2 onto the normal, so that goes all the way through. That's not right. There we go. He's tell me what that looks like. I'm gonna say that he's kind of out of combat. Basically, he takes a knee, holding his head. Well, what did you do to him? He's down to 1 HP, and he's not crazy. He's not gonna keep fighting.
Yeah, it doesn't look like anything actually. Rosier just turns and looks at him, and then suddenly he starts screaming and holding the sides of his head, dropping his weapon as shooting, like the worst headache you've ever had, assaults his brain. And Rosier's like, "Hurry! Run! Let's go!"
Jack is kind of mewling on the pavement. What does Saldor do?
Saldor would nod to Rosier and then start heading towards the portal and say, "Hey, big guy, heads up!" And then just give him a nice big boot to the side of the head to get him down before they head up to the portal.
Hunt him.
Okay, so you make it to where they are by the end of the turn. Jason, you have, I think, an advantage on climbing. Let me look at your character sheet.
It would be under special ability.
Yeah. Physical training. I don't know what I said you were good at, though. Well, what 2 physical things do you want him to be good at?
We'll go with running and climbing.
Okay, so since you both have the running as a special ability, now you're trained in it, now you'll get 2 levels of... when you're making your run check, it's only like a level 6 now, so it'll be much easier.
Alright.
And you need to make a climb check to get to the top in 1 round. It's a difficulty of 9 normally, so that's a level 3. But because you're trained in it, it's a difficulty 6 for you. And you could put effort in if you wanted to.
Alright, so would climb be under might?
And the other option for people is you can climb in 2 rounds, and it's easier.
What would I use for climbing?
You can use speed or might, just to, affects how you're picturing your guy doing it.
Perfect.
So I don't... Okay. Whoa. Okay, so you not only make it up in 1 round, you rolled a 20. That's a major effect. So you can kind of pick how you want to twist the story at this point. Nothing too crazy, but you could possibly help one of your other friends to make it up this round, make it up to the 2nd roof this round, or something that it's just not occurring to me.
Yeah, he'll he'll help one of his mates up.
All right. Which buddy?
Uh, um, ooh,
How about the wimpy wizard?
yeah, that'd be the. Knowing his friend would be a little wimpy, he'd help him up.
All right. Tell me what that looks like. Is like it. Jason would be climbing at some crazy speed to get up there, and he manages to still have time to get Rosar. What's that?
He would turn around, and as Rosars starts coming up, he'd have a hold on the handrail and reach down for him, kind of give him a hand, pull him up a little bit as he's climbing.
Yeah,
And
he's holding onto his wrist as he quickly goes up the rungs with one hand still focused on the portal.
speaking of that, go ahead and make
Yeah.
your roll.
I'm going to use effort on this one to lower the difficulty.
Okay.
So this is a difficulty 2 now.
Oh, nice. Okay. So that's a minor effect. So I'll let you pick something out yourself, or I'll say you get kind of a free pass on the next round.
I'll take the free pass on the next round. As he's standing up there, he's just holding. You see, beads of sweat form on his brow and start rolling down his face as he's struggling to maintain his control on the portal as he's exerting himself with his magical abilities very, very hard.
Cool. That's pretty funny to picture. Just being grabbed by the wrist, but still, I'm focused.
Jostling me.
Jack
No hand.
continues to cry, and Saldor, you can go.
Start climbing. He said it was a speed, or
Speed or might, whatever you want to spend. If you're putting effort into it, it's
might seems good.
Yeah.
I will do might. So it's just a might check.
Yep, it's a might check.
Okay. And difficulty of
All right. So it doesn't matter because I'm throwing an intervention at you, Ghost. Because you're so heavy, as you're going up, your feet catch a couple rungs in the middle, and they're just kind of rusted out, and they break, and you fall back to the ground. Now, because I intervened on you, you've got 2 XP hovering above your name. You give one of those to somebody else, so you should be able to click on it and assign it. If it doesn't let you, I'll do it. And you keep the other one, and that 1 XP you can either save to try to kind of change the story in a more major way later when you have 2, or you can use it as a reroll at any time, or to block a GM intervention. Alright, so Tet, now you have an XP. You can also use it to block a hit that's coming at you or at one of your friends. So it's a real get out of jail free card. For instance, if you wanted to really bad get up to the top of the wall this round, you could spend that 1 XP and you'd get a new roll this turn. Or you can save it for if you think you might need it more later.
Mm-hmm.
So are you going to save it, Ghost, and or are you going to use your XP to reroll?
I mean, I gotta try to succeed something in this. So I guess I'm gonna spend it.
All right. So you need to make your check this time then.
All right, and So it looks like it was difficulty 6 for...
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. So you make it up pretty easily. What does that look like as the rungs give out, but you somehow manage to make it up anyway?
So the rung gives out on his feet as he gets about halfway up, and he holds on with one arm and nearly slips. Oh, shit. And he swings and grabs with the other hand and just kind of yanks himself up upper body until he can get his feet on a more secure rung. And he could make ladders a bit better in this day and age, whatever time this is.
Cool. So you're all up there. Jason's turn.
He'll go ahead and I'm assuming another ladder to get to the top.
Yeah, it's going to be one more climb check for everybody. I'm assuming you're going to go the fast route, but yours is one less difficult, so you only have to roll a 6. So a level 2. All right, so you make it up. And next round, you can go through the portal if you wish.
Perfect.
All right, Rosar.
Yeah, so I don't have to roll for the portal.
You don't
this
have to
time?
roll. Yep, you can feel that your hold on it's still strong.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to climb, I guess. Speeder might, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely gonna use effort on this. It's gonna be a 9. Is that right?
If you spend effort, it's a 6. But yeah, it's a 9.
Do I just need to roll d20 or?
Yeah, you can just roll a d20. Oh my gosh. You can spend your XP or you can save it.
I'll spend it.
Okay, you get to re-roll.
Yeah, so basically the same thing happens. He's climbing up after Jason, and the rung breaks there too, and he holds on to the sides of the rails and kind of pulls himself up very weakly and throws himself over the edge of the building.
Okay, so minor effect. I think I'm just gonna let you keep your XP as the minor effect on that. Are you cool with that?
Yes.
All right, Saldor.
Let's make the climb and spend effort again. It's same difficulty as before.
Mm-hmm.
And that's 6.
No, it's 9. Oh, well, it's gonna be, if you apply effort, it'll be 6.
Okay.
Oh, you got it. Okay. You're all up here. And Jason, you turn and you see both your buds are there. Are you gonna jump through the portal, or are you gonna do anything else first? You can see Rosar still very focused.
Yeah, he looks back at his friend, sees him up there, see Rosar focused on holding the pole. Looks down by Jack, sees a sword down there, and kind of shakes his head and See you lads on the other side. And he jumps through with his holding his weapon.
Awesome. Jason is gone, so Rosar, are you going to follow him or are you going to wait for Saldor to go?
I would let Saldor go first. Go!
Alright, there's no roll to make. Saldor, are you going to step through?
Yep, I'll go ahead and step through quickly.
Alright, Saldor passes through. You know that you've got at least a few seconds, as you know, when you drop your control over a portal to jump in, so it's not terribly worrying to you.
Yeah, he lets go of the focus and takes a deep breath. Just walking slowly, he steps through the portal. As he's kind of halfway through, he looks down at Jax and... Goodbye. And steps through.
Portal closes, Susie jumps, climbs the building. Yeah, that's probably what would happen. Alright. You guys see the next screen?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, as you all step or tumble out of this portal, you find yourselves on the edge of a forest. In front of you is a sturdy wooden palisade that surrounds a primitive-looking village or town. Outside the fence, a young girl in a dress, a smock, and a bonnet is picking some berries that are growing on shrubs and placing them in a basket. So she doesn't see you all yet. You guys are kind of within the cover of just the edge of a copse of trees near the forest over there.
Rosar pulls his hood over his head and... This place is not unlike home. You two look out of place.
Guess I should have kept my sword.
In hindsight, maybe, but not really much that we're going to do to look in place unless we can dress fashionably. And he looks around, and are there any clothes hangers or anything that are...
Not outside the fence. Rosar might have something he can do, or a little bit. He's got some little magics,
Yeah.
you guys know. Oh, wait. Okay, let me just tell you all, because it's not fair for me to not tell you. You all, let's look at the recovery track. So, you get 4 recoveries basically in a day, or you can just sleep and get them all. For every recovery roll, you make a 1d6 plus 1, and you get to add those points back to your pools. And your first recovery roll is only 1 action. You don't have to take these in order, but you can. So if you want, all of you could easily, take a 1 action recovery.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, I need it bad. Nice. Nice. So I can put these in any pools I would like, I'm guessing?
Yep, split them up however you want.
Straight back to...
Wow, those are some good frickin' rolls.
Go back to intellect.
Back into my...
Cool.
Yeah.
So that done.
So as Rosar is taking a deep breath and he looks to you two and... Well, I might be able to make these appear as cloaks. He goes over to Jason and grabs his collar and straightens it. And he's going to try to use hedge magic to make it his clothing fit the, medieval theme.
Okay. I don't think... It doesn't really say you need a roll, does it? You just kind of do it.
Yeah, it just costs 1.
So,
yeah.
And so it doesn't cost you anything.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he reaches out and he touches each of you on your outerwear, and it lengthens and starts to drape over you. And do you put the hoods up or down? This is up to Rosar because he's
Up. Yeah.
okay.
No offense,
right,
gentlemen, but the hoods grow over their heads.
Covering up some of the implants on Saldor and maybe some of the scars on Jason. Okay, so that is easily done. What next?
Wow.
Little girl is humming a little tune. She's still, these bushes look pretty sparse, but she's picking away.
Saldor looks over his cloak and I always wanted a nice one of these, though look like we're trying to cosplay or something. He looks over at the girl. You think maybe she saw something? Maybe a big angry man?
Well, if they came through here looking as they did, they certainly would have stood out.
Do you know how to communicate with these people, Rosar, in maybe a language they understand better than ours?
Oh no, you know better. You all know that when you pass their portal, you acclimate, and it's just one of the strange things about portals is if any intelligent creature you can communicate.
Never mind me then.
Yeah. Rosari, perhaps someone should go speak to her. That's, well, not me. You know how these people get when I talk to them. They don't much like me.
I can't imagine why. And Saldor kind of smiles at that, and he'll head over to the girl. And, excuse me, sweetheart?
She turns with a start and drops her basket, looking up at you, her eyes wide. Oh, sir, prithee, where camest thou from? She looks very nervous. Why don't you roll, I don't think Saldor has any interpersonal skills trained, but you can still make an intellect roll.
Should we put a difficulty?
Yeah, you've got the cloak, so I'm going to call that an asset. So I'll call this a 6 on a level 2. Awesome. Okay, so she seems quite nervous as you approach, but not completely freaked out, you know, just nervous. Oh, I don't know who this man is, nervous.
And he tries to appear as friendly as he can. From somewhere very far from hence. Look, we're trying to find someone very devious. People that look maybe out of place. Have you seen anyone like that?
Oh, are you sent here to hunt out witches? Our village is only full of good folk, good God-fearing folk.
Yes, God-fearing. Witches. Can you describe what a witch looks like for me?
Oh, is this some sort of trick, sir? I've never laid my eyes on a witch because everyone in the village is they're good people. They would never be involved in the dark arts and dance with the devil.
I don't doubt it. Are there any strange visitors that you've seen that aren't from the village, perhaps?
Oh, well, there are the natives. They do practice many dark arts, and oh, sir, if you could do what you can to change them of their heathen ways.
Rosar is pinching the bridge of his nose.
Yes, we will certainly purge the heathens. Is there someone in charge of your village?
Oh, yes! Elder White's in charge.
Oh, good. Where might I where might we find them? Pray tell.
Oh, they're inside the village, but everyone's close by. Oh, Elder White! Elder White, she calls, and pretty soon you hear a deeper voice answer, and says, I'm coming. Have patience, young lady.
Yeah, and Saldor kind of leans back and looks at Jason Rosars. One of you's gonna have to do this. I'm running out of medieval words I can use here.
This is no medieval place that I've ever seen.
Jason, now that this village elder comes out from the fence, followed by a rather worried-looking young woman, somewhere in her 20s, maybe early 30s, comes out. Something about them seems familiar. Let's do an intellect roll to see if you can place them, because they would possibly be familiar to you. Are you rolling something, Sim?
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't know you were talking to me. I thought you said that.
Oh no, Jason.
Gotcha. Yep. Nope. Rolling something intellect, right?
Yeah.
We'll go ahead and use some effort just because you should know this.
Okay, good. All right. This was only a difficulty 6, but you normally get a disadvantage. I mean, it would normally be you only have to roll a 6. But you're terrible at lore. One of your qualities is not an intellectual. So, kind of a jock. But anyway, you put effort into it, and so you made it. That buckle hat, those buckle shoes. You're thinking turkey and Thanksgiving dinner, and you're pretty sure these are pilgrims.
And then as Jason looks at him, well, guys, a few things that you may need to be worried about. One is that they view us as witches. They won't take kindly to us. And 2, these are the founders of a nation here. Pilgrims. Puritans as well, I'm sure.
Rosar looks at you blankly. I've never heard of these people. Do they have magic?
Oh, and they had religion. If they thought you had magic, all the things would go south pretty well for us. So let's not let them know that we could do extraordinary things. He looks at Rosar.
Ignorance, then. Wonderful.
Yes.
The best kind of issue to run into, really? Not at all.
Okay, so as you guys kind of are having the little prep speech on these are magic-fearing pilgrims, Anne and Elder White get here, and the woman, she kind of rushes toward Agatha, at first not seeing you. Oh, my dear, have you suffered a fall? And she just kind of looks her all over, and then she turns and sees you all, and Elder White comes out, and he's holding a musket, and he sees you all, and he seems more confused than anything. Strangers, he says, walking forward, but you don't appear to be natives. Where comest thou from?
Rosar looks to Jason.
Yeah, Saldor does as well.
Come from England.
Ah, from England. Were you sent to resupply us then?
I wish we were, but we were sent to find a couple of witches.
Witches? I assure you that our good village has no witches.
I don't doubt that. I'm pretty sure they would just passing by the village, hence why we're here.
Oh, hasn't Anne, he says, looking at the woman, have you seen any strangers hereabouts today? And she looks just kind of timid in front of strangers. No. Though I thought at the time it was just my imagination, but I did hear from beyond the fence, and she points over here. A strange noise, almost, I thought for a moment that a storm had begun, but the skies are clear. Perhaps this was some sort of witchcraft.
Oh, I wouldn't doubt it. Well, perhaps we ought to look into it.
Aye, but, an Elder White jumps in. Be warned, the natives do not take kindly to those who trespass on their holy place, and they claim that the ground, and he points kind of in the general direction of past the village, to their heathen minds it be a place of strong holiness. Sounds like witchcraft to me, but we can't fight all of the natives.
And if experience tells me so, the natives can be more agreeable if you look past some of their ways that seem strange to you, but...
Oh, we have found some most helpful. Took some with us to help us navigate this land, but unfortunately they both passed recently. Perhaps it's for the best. The boys seem to miss their families.
I don't see who would miss their family.
As you guys are talking about that, you hear kind of a low, buzzing, droning sound. And as you look to see what is making the sound, you see a couple of... shoot, my screen's messed up. I gotta refresh here for a second, sorry. Okay, good. Alright, stuff that you recognize as something that would have come from Shanti's world.
Oh, there's something familiar, and he looks at it. How obvious is the scan?
Not at all. It can look any way you want it to look.
Let's make it a heads-up display scan. I will try to scan it to see what information I can...
Alright, which... you can do an area, actually, so you can do the two that are approaching on the ground, or you can try to get the two that are flying in from the air.
The flying seems good. Let's do that.
Okay. So, can you pop up that ability? Okay, so that'll cost you 1 after your edge. You scan an area equal to a 10-foot cube. You always get a basic feel for a creature's level. and whatever pertinent facts about the matter and energy in the area. Okay. So scanning does kind of confirm to you that these are things that came from Shanti's world. The tech inside them seems the same as what you've seen there. You can see that they're weaponized, that the two flying don't appear to be highly armored, but they have some ranged attacks on them. This one you think is acid, and this one you think it shoots something. Their basic level is 3, so that's going to make most things a 9 on them. I mean, you just kind of get a feel for that, not in numbers, but...
And these are all coming towards us, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Saldor will point things out if other people, if the others don't see them. Those are going to be problems very quickly. We should try to get these people out of here.
Perhaps we should all take cover.
And Jace won't see him. Devices of the witch. And looks at the pilgrim. Perhaps you should go and take cover.
The Agatha looks up, the woman looks up, and Elder White looks up, and he's so confused at first to see things, not birds, in the air that he almost doesn't see the others, and then he does kind of jump back. Demons! Back, women! Back to the safety of the houses! And he kind of levels his musket. Alert the village! Make sure that everyone is armed and ready to defend our loved ones. And the other two start running back. And you guys can roll initiative.
This might border on the realm of unexplainable.
It's witchcraft. It's a catch-all.
And normally what we do, it's to counter witchcraft. Remember, special tools from, what was it, the Queen?
Relics. We got relics.
Mine didn't go to the tracker for some reason.
That's a low roll for me this time. So if I get this right, Seldor's our hand turns into a cannon.
Yeah, or he's got some sort of armament on one of the arms of his, suit / exoskeleton. However you ever want to imagine it. Could be built into the palm of his hand, like Tony Stark. Alright, so I'm seeing Jason and Saldor. What did you roll, Rosar?
2. Oh, do I have a button? I've been rolling for the sheet, but...
Oh, yeah, there's a button.
Okay.
Oh, no, I mean, the sheet's fine.
Yeah, just not...
It should have added you.
Well, I looked at the code, and I don't see anything for a tracker, so I don't know.
Oh. Okay. And... So, yeah, the scrap drones fly in, and this one comes towards you guys, and this one flies in low on the town, and you see it shoot off something like some sort of a missile, but if you're paying any attention, you do see some sort of small projectile shoot out, and it explodes on the ground, and you hear shrieking and screaming in absolute panic. And this one flies in here. That's Jason again. And you need to roll a speed defense as a rain of little needles comes towards you, and as they hit the ground, like a greenish vapor ejects from it in the immediate vicinity.
Time to dance.
Oh, nice. You get a minor effect, too. So not only do you dodge out of the way, you think of something. You could maybe say you do something that gives the next person an advantage, or you can give yourself maybe an advantage on your next dodge, something like that. Or you can just think of something.
Yeah, I'll give myself an advantage in the next dodge. I'm trying not to use all my effort.
Okay. So those guys are done. And these two run up. They almost have a canine feel to them, but they have little artillery attachments as they run up there. Those are your closest. You're going to get attacked.
Mm-hmm.
So go ahead and roll a speed defense.
I suppose I should roll. So I'm going against a 9 normally. Is that right?
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm gonna use effort, but.
Okay, so what does that look like?
Yeah, it comes rushing for him. Is the attack with like what did it attack me with?
It's got like a little machine gun on it, basically. A mini machine gun.
Yeah, he just jumps to the side and rolls, and it just shooting up dirt and grass behind him.
Alright, this one charges forward and attacks Jason. Go ahead and yeah, you can do a might or a speed defense on this. It's just charging at you. Like, you can see it's got one of those guns, but it looks like it's just getting ready to tackle you.
Alright, so how do I do this with advantage? Or
You roll your speed defense, and then when it comes to effort, just put in 1. Oh, wait, you get an advantage on this one. So basically, you can spend an effort for free. You don't have to take the points off.
Got you. Will do then. Wow.
Oh, wow. No. That's a no. Okay, so it just clobbers you, kind of hits you in the middle, knocks you back a couple feet, but then it falls to the ground in front of you, but you can just feel like it possibly cracked some ribs and stuff. And you have 1 point of armor from your leather jacket, so you take 5 points of damage off of your might.
So that comes off the pool thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if that gets to 0, then what?
Then we look at the handouts for the damage track. You're still alive and fine once you get through one pool, but you can't use effort anymore, and you don't get special effects, so you're basically weaker.
Gotcha. I'm impaired.
Okay. All right. Those guys have gone. Saldar, you go first this time. Well, actually, okay, let me, oh, shoot, you had the same as them. They'd probably be quicker. You guys can actually go in any order that you want. It's just kind of before or after the bad guys.
Well, if anyone else has something to do first, they can. Otherwise, I'm going.
I don't think I have anything that's going to help much.
I will get out the arm cannon, the holy relic, as I'm going to refer to it in this time period, and it just kind of alters. It's pretty blatant, I'll say, that it's a arm cannon, and I'm gonna fire at one of the ones that's floating up in the air.
All right, drone M2 or drone A? The one that is over the village, or the one that's over here?
Preventing civilian casualties from demons seems like a good idea, generally speaking. So probably that one, whichever one that is.
This one?
Yes, that one. Let's shoot that one.
So this is a difficulty of 3.
I will use effort. And it's 3 in the difficulty selection, so demanding.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, cool. 19 gives you plus 3 damage. So did you put the effort into to hit or to the damage?
To hit, yeah.
Okay, so you do a total of 4 plus 3, 7 points. And these things don't have armor. So that's actually a minor effect. Actually, okay, so you can take the plus 3 damage, or you can take a minor effect. I should have said that. Like, you can say part of it malfunctions or something. However you want it to be.
The damage sounds good in this case.
Okay. So, yeah, what does that look like? This thing manages to still kind of come back up from a hover, but you can tell it's like, this is one broke drone.
It's just that very loud kind of plasma as it blows a chunk out of the side of it and it starts spinning around in air. And, we should deal with these quickly, and then he looks at the other two. These are relics that we have, right? Relics. Will that work? Holy relics? And he looks at Jason expectantly. Looking at his arm cannon and looking back to Jason.
Yep,
Like,
holy
is that gonna
relics.
work?
Holy relics work just fine as he's leveling his own holy crossbow.
These are from England.
Okay, so yeah. So that happens. The thing looks pretty hurt, and the Agatha does look toward Saldor at the sound, and her eyes go really wide. But then they go right back up to the drone that's right next to them. Jason.
Jason's just being knocked back and feeling his ribs crack from this drone thing in front of him is going to take a shot at it. Back to hell with you. And he's going to shoot. Oh, bloody.
Okay. Yeah. You miss. He's not impaired. Oh, are you down on one of your damage tracks all the way? My goodness.
I got a
Okay. Okay. So yeah, you fire at this guy, but you miss. And look at your ciphers, by the way, Jason.
Oh, I seen it.
Okay. All right, Rosar.
Rosar pulls out a scroll and quickly reads it, and I'm going to use Scroll of Protection.
Okay, what does the description on that say?
Ooh, roll a 7. So it's a 7th level scroll. Roll a d6 to determine the result. Is that the same as the level, or?
No, no. I think it's 2 different rolls.
Okay. So
But you do roll the 1d6
the
plus 1.
level is how many times I can use it. Is that right? Or no?
No. It only applies to some things. It's kind of an indicator of how tough it is.
Okay.
Some of them do say that that's how many, but it has to specify. 6. Okay, so... Oh,
Yeah.
that's perfect. It's versus acid. Okay.
Yeah. +2 armor, +5 versus acid.
Okay. So now you have 2 points of armor. So that'll come off of the top of any damage.
Yeah. As he pulls out the scroll, he reads it and says, "Holy Mistra, protect me from these demons."
That works, because you said Holy Mistra first. You must be speaking Latin.
They might know Latin.
Scrap drone. Alright. This one can't use its regular missile anymore because it looks like it's recharging. Let's see. What's his other one? I think they just have a I-beam. No, actually that one can't go this round. You're not sure if it's part of its function or if you might have knocked it kind of off its normal function, but the scrap drone that Saldor hit is kind of just hovering and spinning in a circle this round. And the other one is going to attack. It looks like it's going to attack the lady. And I'll just let her roll. Yeah, she gets hit by this shower of... Was that one? Oh, that's the charging one. A shower of little acid needles that had gone at Jason last round. And as the gas starts to shoot out from them, you see her stare in horror as her clothes start to dissolve and her skin gets eaten into. It doesn't kill her, but she's screaming in agony, and Agatha looks completely freaked out. Mommy! Mommy! Come get back to the village! And... Alright, Seeker R. Alright, that's the one facing Rosar. It is going to shoot at you again, so speed defense.
Me?
Yep.
Okay. Speed defense. I'm gonna have to just let this one ride.
Alright. So you're pretty happy that you took some armor,
Yeah.
because it does, you can feel some impact that's not getting through, and you take 1 point of damage if you've got 2 armor.
Okay. Yeah, he just staggers back as anybody who's watching just sees some of it just kind of disintegrate against this translucent shield that covers around his body.
Alright, and the other one can't charge again, so it's just going to shoot at Jason.
Oh, goody.
Actually, it might not. It might decide to shoot itself. It does. Decide that thinks Saldor is a bigger threat, so he can roll the defense.
Oh boy. Speed defense.
Yeah, it's a speed defense, unless you can think of a way to block it. That would be a might defense.
I have got an enhanced body, but I'll try to go ahead and get around that. That shot. So I'll effort it. Yikes.
Okay, so it hits you, but it appears that you have a 2 armor or a 3 armor. I think you have a...
I'm trying to find that on the sheet.
I think you have 3.
Armor speed armor 3, yep.
Okay, so you feel the impact, but your exoskeleton's too hard. It can't get through. This is happy news. And now it's your turn.
Alright. Let's shoot the one that I shot before. I'm gonna let this one ride this time, no effort.
Nice.
Nice. And that's physical, and you got a +2 or a minor effect.
I will do the +2.
And which one were you attacking?
Same one as before.
Okay. What does that look like as you obliterate it?
Shoots it and it goes through the eye-looking portion of it and just kind of explodes in the air. And that's one demon that's been smote. 3 more to go.
All right, Jason.
Okay. So in order for me to use my curative, that'd be the action, right?
Yeah, you're basically healing this round.
Yes. So it's a 1d6 plus 2.
Good.
Boo. But it'll take you in the positive if you want, so you're not impaired. Okay. So what does that look like? What is your curative?
Oh, okay. I imagine it's because it says mostly it'll be drug or tech usage, so it'd be a drug usage. A strange white powdery substance that has to be snorted.
So he just kind of shakes his head like, "Woo! All right, I'm back."
The ground of bones of the saints as he's looking at the pilgrim.
All right, Rosar's turn.
Rosar frowns and he just unleashes magic missile against this thing. I'm gonna use effort for damage, I believe, on this one.
Okay.
No.
All right, sweet. So it does 7 points of damage. It does have a little bit of armor, unfortunately. But oh wait, this is the scrap drone
right in front
R,
of me.
the secret
Yeah.
R. Okay, okay. So you blast it and tear a big chunk out of it, and you see it just kind of stop, and its head turns, and it says assessing damage, and then it damage critical, and it starts to like a red light, a red light, a yellow light, and a green light kind of flicker in its head, and it explodes. And so everybody needs to roll a speed defense.
Oh God.
Saldar, honestly, you don't have to.
I'm too strong.
You have too much armor.
Versus what difficulty? 3?
Oh yeah, a difficulty 3. All right, you take a point of damage.
Even with my armor?
Oh no, not with your armor. No damage.
Yeah, he just points his staff and it's like just these magic blasts, just very overtly all around this thing, and then it explodes and then shimmers around his translucent shield once again.
Part of it shoots out and hits the other robot that was within range, and that drone just kind of looks over for a second, seems to be processing what's going on, and then is moving on to attack. So Scrap Drone A is still up. And it's going to try to attack Agatha.
Ninth great grandma's going down now.
Not my 9th grade grandmother.
Okay, she actually makes it. She's small, so she is trained in speed defense. So she only had to roll a 6, and she made it out of the way. She, some more of the acid needles shoot out at her feet, and seeing what they did to her mother, she just instinctively jumps away from where she was comforting her mother over here, and the acid spills out, but everyone backs up a little bit and no one is caught in it. And this Seeker is going to use its artillery on alright, Rosar.
Speed defense again.
Yeah.
That's not my best one. Three.
Okay. So it peppers you with bullets, and one of them makes it through. So you take a point. That's what gets past your armor.
Yeah, he, as his left arm is grazed, he curses and grabs it. Ugh. Damn these things.
Saldor's turn.
I'm gonna keep dealing with the ones that are flying, so I'll go over to the next one that's up in the air, traipsing about, and shoot at it once more.
Oh, well, you got it. So this was just the physical one, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you do 4 points of damage to that one. It looks pretty beat up. It doesn't have any armor. And Jason, you see Saldor take another shot, seriously denting up the Scrap Drone A, and you've got the Seeker C shot at Rosar. It looks like a little bit of it got through. What do you do?
I'm gonna take the one out that tackled me, or take the one out that tackled me, and it's now Rosar.
All right. What are you using, your rifle or your?
Yes, he's gonna be rifle. What in the world?
You rolled 7, so you put effort into the hit?
Damage. Yes.
Oh, into the damage. No. Didn't quite get it.
I don't think it would.
So, that was a miss. Rosar.
Rosar is gonna continue shooting his magic missiles at the thing in front of him. I'm not gonna put anything into this one.
Okay, you got it. What does that look like? It's not quite dead.
Just multicolored balls just flying out of his end of his staff, just slamming into the thing, causing very minor explosions.
You see sparks coming from it, some in unnatural colors, but it quickly rights itself and starts to aim its little rifle back and forth between you, trying to determine a target. And scrap drone A. This lady's dead.
Grandma. 10th grade grandma.
Yeah, so Agatha watches as this scrap drone shoots more acid needles directly at her mother, who's too weak and in pain to do more than scooch away. They make contact, and with just a gurgle, she collapses onto the ground. Elder White is going to take a shot at it. And he is in close enough proximity that he actually got a hit on it, and you see the shot hit the drone, and the drone just kind of tumbles to the ground, and as it hits the ground, it also kind of shatters. And Jason, I'm going to have you make a speed defense, but this is an intrusion, so you get XP.
Okay.
So hold on. You can give one of those to whoever you want, but you give one of them away. You can spend that now on your speed defense, or actually you can just say, no, that didn't happen. You can block an intrusion with it, or you can save it for later and just take the speed defense roll.
I'll save it for later and just take the speed defense roll.
Okay, that's you. You see some sharp shards from this scrap drone, look to be some sort of cross between ceramic and metal, hit the ground and come toward you, and you nimbly dodge out of the way. And you can click on that XP token, click on one of the XP, and then you can deal that to someone else.
Or I could just place it on the table, I guess.
Okay, whatever. And that one's gone.
Trying to get this ghost here and somehow. Oh, what the hell?
Alright, the thing's attacking you again, Rosar.
I guess I'll allow it. Let's see.
Okay, so you get hit for another point of damage.
Can I it's just
are...
my might pool? It comes out of my might pool, is that right?
Yeah, damage always comes out of your might pool first, unless it says otherwise.
Yeah, another one kind of like gets through and grazes his other arm. Ugh, a little help here would be appreciative.
Alright, Saldor.
Oh, sure, just a moment. And he swings his gun arm towards his arm cannon towards the the remaining one. I will effort it since he's whining.
Oh, nice. Okay. So that's either extra damage or a minor effect.
Extra D.
All right. What does it look like as you obliterate this one?
So he just kind of turns his arm to the side. Little help, please. And, yeah, no problem. Blasts it. Explodes there on the ground. Is that good enough for you?
He brushes off his front of his cloak. I suppose.
That was good enough for me.
Well, you don't
One out of
have
two's not bad, I
distinguished taste as I do. He kind of looks over to the dead woman.
Yeah, you're interrupted in your banter by Agatha running over to her mother's inert form. Oh, Mama! Mama! No! Mama! Oh no, my mama! The demon got my mama! And Elder White, comes over and looks at the woman and shakes his head. His hand kind of trembling, he kneels down and puts it on Agatha's shoulder. Oh, dear girl, we shall watch out for thee. And then he turns to the rest of you. What were those?
There are tools of the witch. Well, they could be useful tools. In his hands, they're demons.
You must find this man, this warlock. Bring him to justice. For Anne. And for all good Christians.
Well, you Christ men, do you have any food? I am quite hungry.
Oh, yes, sir. Forgive me my poor manners.
I will. This one time. Can you hurry?
Pretty soon some people are coming out of the fence, from around the fence, kind of seeing what's happening over here. There's a woman and her husband, and he looks a little singed, and an old lady, and the old woman kind of just runs over to the body and covers it up with her cloak and starts comforting the little girl. And as Eleanor and Ananias come out, they're kind of informed by Elder White that there was a demon attack, and England has sent men to hunt down the witches that are afflicting the village, and they quickly agree to provide you with whatever assistance you need. Eleanor will run in and come back out with some bread that was baked this morning, and some milk. Looks like goat milk in a gourd, and maybe some apples. Nothing too substantial, but what she could grab at hand.
Yeah, Rosar would eat the apples and bread. He turns a disgusted face at the goat's milk and looks to Winters and says, "Are these your ancestors?"
Maybe.
Elena says, "Oh no, sir. I've never seen this boy."
Yes, we are, we're from England, of course. There's no relation. He looks at, Rosar and, Jason. At any rate, does anyone know anything about this warlock that has come here and sent these demons. They haven't seen any sign of a strange man, perhaps with a equally strange woman.
Two! They all start exclaiming, 2 witches, oh no. But then they start to confer, and, Eleanor also says, I was hanging our washings when both Anne and she starts to kind of tear up, glancing over at Anne's limp figure. We both heard somewhat strange coming from over at this side of the fence. Perhaps that was them. And the old lady, she says, yes, I told you, mind me that those natives are up to no good. They and their heathen magic's holy place, and she spits. There's nothing holy about this place. If you are looking for witches, I would look there where they have forbidden us to go.
I see, and can you guide us to where this is? Give us direction.
She kind of looks timidly, starts to shake her head, but then looks over at Agatha and the others, and she says, oh, well, I'm old and I've lived a good life. Should aught come to me and I be harmed to death, then the others will have one less mouth to feed this winter. And yes, I will show you. And she kind of leads you guys all in this direction. Do you guys want to take your 10-minute rest?
Yes, I would. As I'm resting, Rosar, old woman, tell me about these evil magics. I would like to learn more about them.
Oh, she says, I know nothing about magics, only that witches are the users thereof, and the power comes from the devil. And she kind of spits to the side again.
Who is this devil you speak of?
Oh, sir, the devil in the Bible, in the good book, the enemy of us all and all that is good. Are you not a native speaker of our language?
He looks over to Jason.
He's foreign. He's from what's a country in Europe, Jason?
He's from the Netherlands.
The Netherlands.
Oh,
I like the sound of that.
Dutch. Those Dutchmen, they have strange ways indeed.
Yes, as you can see, he's quite weird.
She nods. Well, I never thought I'd see the day I met a Dutchman and a devil. Salder, you can roll an intellect check for me, please. Alright, you see the scraps of these scrap drones, and it's not really your tech, but you know that sometimes the things that power them, you can adapt them for things. For your crystal-powered gadgets.
I think I might pick through some of the rubble there.
Alright.
Slept over them.
Well, I will let you find a cipher. So go ahead and roll one. You used one, didn't you?
I did not.
Oh, you did not. All right. I'll say you find something, but you're not quite sure what to do with it yet.
Right.
So you pocketed it. All right. 10 minutes go by. You guys kind of bandage up where you're bleeding, take a breather, refresh yourself with some food. Did you all roll your recoveries?
Yes.
Yeah. Good. Okay. Goody says, do you wish to be going now? Or we could find a place for you to spend the night.
No, the sooner that we confront this this menace, the better. I think.
Rosar puts a hand on his chin. Is there a brothel here?
She just looks absolutely shocked, and you see here, Eleanor kind of gasp and turn around, and Elder White turns and looks at you like, "Sir, do you test us? Of course there's no brothel here. We are upright men."
Good, good. You did pass the test, then.
Yes, a test.
You never be so sure.
From the Netherlands. I thought the Nethers... Never mind.
Oh. Brothels indeed, says Elder White, and then you hear Agatha say, What is this brothel? And,
he's just saying some Netherland humor. Don't mind him. Foreigners, of course.
I shall endeavor not to. She kind of... Eleanor is kind of comforting her now. All right, shall we be on our way then, good men of the cloth?
Yes.
He looks at his clothes. What cloth are you speaking of?
The holy robes of the church.
Yes, certainly.
I can see you for men of God, and I would that we be about our purpose. And she gestures for you all to follow her down the...
Rosar looks to Jason. What god are they speaking of?
Yeah. Jesus Christ, of course.
I've not heard of her.
That's a him. Or it could be an it.
Are you enjoying your apple, Jason? Because I cannot understand you.
The apple's pretty good. Shame you didn't like yours.
Well, very well.
Before thou leavest, what is the name of this warlock you chase? That we might record it in our annals.
It's perhaps better that you don't know his name. To speak it would invite, calamity?
Yes.
Yes.
He builds brothels.
It's best to keep this off your record.
Well, thou art wise men sent from our queen, so I will follow thy advice in this. May God speed you on your way.
May God be with you.
And also with you. And unless you guys are going to do something else, we shall continue.
Oh no, we wouldn't want to stick around and risk being lit on fire.
We just kill him.
Yes.
So, let's see. You guys head into the woods, and the goody, going as briskly as she can, says, "'Tisn't more than 10 minutes," and even at her speed, you make your way down the path, and soon, kind of in your teeth, you feel that hum that you've come to recognize as a portal getting ready to open. You see a clearing up ahead, and you hear a blast go off.
Yeah,
And as you approach the clearing, this is kind of what you see.
Yeah, Rosar begins to jog down the path. Excuse me, old woman.
I must get back to the village. And she kind of takes off the other way. Good luck. So, do you guys see the picture?
Yes.
Okay. You get close to the clearing, and as you get closer, you see Croatwan kind of hovering a couple feet off the ground. He's got his Shanti near him, just kind of standing there looking blank, and you see like maybe some smoke coming out of the end of his blaster, and a crumpled form on the ground near him. Jason, I'm not going to make you roll. I mean, you would know enough that this is some sort of Native American, dressed kind of elaborately, dead over here on the ground. Do you guys kind of bust on through, and are we going to go into engagement?
Do we know this guy, the Crow? Do we know him?
Not, you've never met. You know who he is because Shanti told you his name, and you know that she got the cube from this guy, this shady guy that used to kind of be her mentor.
Rozar walks up, his staff in his hand. Killing the locals, are you?
So he startles, and he turns from the body, turns and points the blaster at you. You can see that his face is kind of frozen in this crazed rictus of a grin, and his eyes are bloodshot, and they're bleeding wet trails down from his eyes onto his cheeks. He reaches out and he kind of grabs Shanti with his free arm and shakes her. "Shanti!" he screams. "You couldn't really leave me for good, could you, girl? I knew you couldn't. But why didn't you tell me how much it would hurt?" And he just kind of lets out this howl that sounds like half a laugh, half scream. And then he is going to fire on you guys. So it's time for initiative.
Right.
Finally.
Oh.
I'm sorry, I didn't clear this before. I guess it'll
Yeah, it
update.
should update if you roll over top of it.
The worst case, I could re-roll if you need me.
Oops.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What did you get? You got a 6.
How do you get a minus
Sorry.
3?
What? That's not possible.
He rolled a 2.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Why is it shit? What?
I don't know.
Okay, so what? It's a 2.
It's a 2.
Okay.
You're interested in this Jesus Christ they were talking about.
I've been pondering Jesus Christ for the
Getting
last
ready
half hour.
to go back for baptism and stuff.
Who is this woman?
She sounds like a wonderful, wonderful looking girl. To inspire so many people.
Queen, god of the brothels, obviously.
Alright, Crow's gonna go in there at... This guy is,
Not faster
kind
than
of
me.
hovering on his obviously technologically enhanced boots, and he seems to be able to zip from side to side pretty fast. But Rozar gets to go first.
Yeah, I'm not seeing myself in the turn order anymore, by the way.
I see you at the very top.
Yeah, I'm guessing that. Yeah, I only see me and Sim.
Oh, it's an old one?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh.
It,
I don't see
it would
any.
be probably the wrong tokens are on there. Would be my guess. Like added.
Oh, yeah, these are the old ones. Okay.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah, I'm
17.
17.
Go ahead and add yourself to the tracker.
Oh,
and
okay, I
I'll
can do
fix
that.
it.
Maybe. Can I do that?
No? Oh, I'll do
No,
it.
you can't add yourself.
Okay. All right, here we go.
Okay. I'm going to cast. I'm definitely going to cast Entangling Force on him again.
Okay. So, are you putting effort
Yeah, I'm
into
gonna put
it?
an effort to make it more powerful.
Okay. So why don't you go ahead and roll for him? Roll 1d20.
Jeez.
Oh, you roll really well for these guys. So, yeah, you reach out with your entangling force, and he kind of remembers it from the top of the building, and he looks at you with his, bleeding eyes and kind of screams at you something that's wordless and doesn't make any sense. But he jumps to the side. You can tell that being kind of assisted by these boots being quite fast.
I'm not sure he can actually evade it.
Well, it says it's a level 2 construct, so
It'd
you
be
can
a level
increase
3,
the force.
yeah. So, but,
Level 3, so it's got to be a difficulty. Otherwise, how would you interpret that?
well, a level 3 construct. Target caught in the. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Okay.
I think it's a little bit vague, but that's the only way
Okay,
I can think
that's
to
fine.
interpret
Yep.
it. Okay. So yeah, you've got his attention. He's going to level his blaster at you.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to roll SB defense.
Good thing my Cypher lasts for a day.
Oh, you still got the armor? Cool.
Am I going against a 9?
Oh, I'm sorry. No, this guy's much tougher than that. He's a level 5. Although you can tell some of that's coming from the boots. Okay, so you take three points of damage that get through your armor.
Okay.
Laser plasma shoots out of it, and you can see some of it kind of splatter onto your shield.
Yeah, he
as it gets
screams
through.
out as he's burned. Ah!
And he kind of turns, and he's just kind of waving the blaster wildly at all of you. Just leave! Stop following me! Me and Shanti will figure this out. And then it's Jason's turn.
Jason's not even taking a chance. So is he using the boost to hover, right? Yeah. Go ahead and shoot at him.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah. So an extra 2 points of damage on top of the effort to damage.
Yes.
Wow. So that's 9 points. So it looks like something deflects a little bit of it. You see, like it's similar to what Rosar's using, but it looks more staticky and electrical than his sparkly magic shield. But something's giving him a shield of some sort. But a lot of that damage does get through, and you see him grunt and look down kind of disbelievingly at the bleeding hole in his shoulder. What the fuck you doing, man? This is my best jacket. And Saldor's turn.
Would you say that that boots are a small, mundane item?
Sure.
I would like to use shatter on his boots, one of his boots, if not both.
Okay, let's do that. The object. I would not call this homogeneous, so I'm not going to say it works automatically, but I'm going to let you roll an intellect roll.
I will effort.
All right, I was only going to make it a 9, so that's going to take it to a 6. All right, success. Okay. So, shatter, it does... And you put in effort?
I did.
All right, so Shanti looks down as these boots kind of just explode off his feet, and she looks down at a piece of metal sticking out of her arm, just kind of curiously. And Croatwan looks down at his feet. He starts to shake, like his feet are all bloodied from that.
Well, never mind about the jacket. You must be really pissed off now.
Oh, you're gonna pay for that. And actually, shoot, with those, he would fall to the ground. He was hovering. He takes an additional point of damage as he hits the ground pretty hard. Alright, Rosar.
Yeah, he points his staff at him. In Waterdeep, I destroyed many brigands like you. And he will fire off a magic missile. And I will... is the portal there yet?
The portal is just exploding open as you do your magic missile.
I will add to hit, since... Am I still going against 15?
No, you're not. Thank you. You're going against a 9 now.
Then I'll do it for damage.
They were an artifact that gave him 2 levels of speed defense.
Yeah, effort for damage on that one, so...
Oh, awesome. So, yeah, 7 points of damage. He still looks like something is deflecting things. It wasn't the boots, but a lot of that damage gets through.
Yeah, same as before, just endless do-do-do-do of magical bolts.
Yeah, they hit him, and he kind of shudders back with each blow, and he looks down at them, and you don't know how he can even see out of his eyes now. They just look like they're full of blood. But even with his arm kind of shaking, he reaches out the other hand to steady his grip. Let's see who is going to attack. Saldor. So, speed defense. You can either put your effort into the defense, or you can say, oh, screw it, I'm kind of tough anyway. And just roll normally.
I'll try to. Might as well. I'm not using speed for anything else. This is a difficulty of challenging 5, or
yeah, it's difficulty of 5.
okay. I'll effort it as well. Ooh, am I able to pop green crystal on response to that as an asset?
Which one is your green crystal?
That is the stem. That is decreases difficulty next action taken by 3 steps.
I would say
Is defense an action technically?
yeah. Defense. It's not your action, but yeah. Okay. So what does it say on it?
Decreases the difficulty of the next.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, of the next sections. I'll let you have a 50-50 chance that you can get it off in time. Roll 1d1 something and pick low or high.
1d100 low.
You got it. So yeah, you can pop your Cypher. So what does that look like?
So seeing that he's about to take a shot at me, I apply the green crystal stem that's a bit embedded, and basically amp myself for trying to get out of the way of this shot that's going to come in. Increases my movement speed.
Okay. So you can go ahead and roll your defense now with that benefit.
So this should be at difficulty of
9.
9. Okay.
If you put effort into it, then it's a 6.
Well, didn't he? Isn't his effort? Isn't it lowered by 3 difficulty levels? Isn't that what you did?
Oh, I thought it was 2. Was it 3?
It says 3 here.
Oh yeah. So absolutely. So now you're automatically at a 6. If you spend effort, it'll be a 3.
So I don't know if it's going to count the asset correctly, but I've marked it as used anyway. So.
Okay. Oh, well, you made it. So, what does that look like as you dodge up?
Yeah, so he burns the crystal and it kind of just pulses through him as he manipulates it, and then the shot's coming in, and it's just that split second, that slow-mo moment as he sidesteps the barrage and stands upright. Whew. That was closer than I would have liked.
And you see where you were standing a deep, deep hole in the ground that the plasma left as it hit where you were standing. All right, Jason.
Okay, Jason, observing the area as everything's going on. He's gonna do something. He's gonna run over to where Shanti's at, and then he's gonna use his fleet of foot.
Okay. So you're gonna take another shot while you're there,
No, I'm gonna use it.
or are you gonna try to? Okay, what ability are you gonna use?
I want to push. Push.
What are you pushing? Him?
Yes, I want to push him away from the portal.
All right. Can you pop the push description up?
Can do.
I don't know if they get a roll. Yeah, this one doesn't say anything about levels or anything. So he gets moved, kind of double the distance away from the portal, and he doesn't see that coming at all. So what does that look like?
So when he gets to open, when he sees the shots miss and he's focused on the sail, Jason just books it over to where Shanti's at and grabs her kind of like by the arm, and he wants to run back, because he doesn't know he doesn't know that he's using anything extraordinary. But then he just kind of looks at I don't remember what's his name again.
Crow.
Yeah, it looks at Crow, and instead of moving though, you just see Crow move, and Jason really doesn't realize what he just did. He's just kind of standing back a little bit. Keep him away from the portal. I got her.
Okay. Jason, roll me an intelligence check.
Gotcha. I'll use that for, I don't know what it's for, but that's how much to use that for.
Okay. So yeah, you totally realized that she's wearing some sort of tech collar she wasn't before, and I mean, you're not a stupid guy. You may not be an intellectual, but you know that collar is used to control things, so you recognize that as some sort of control call.
Okay. Would he be able to see if there's any way to remove it or anything?
I'll say because you rolled an 18, yes. You can see, like, it looks like 2 little glowing points on there that you think probably you have to press at the same time because they look like they're kind of at that distance, and Shanti, would have a hard time finding it with her hands. Anyway, that's what you would guess. Maybe you even saw one before while you were in her world.
Okay. So he knows what he's doing next time around then.
All right, and Saldor.
I think let's deal with this man. I'm gonna go ahead and he's on the ground away from the portal. He's away from the portal at least.
Mm-hmm.
This crow. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna just level the arm cannon and try to take him down. I will effort it. And it is challenging for him still.
9, yeah.
Okay.
Got him. So, you efforted to hit, right?
Correct.
All right, so your blast takes him. Yeah, he doubles over, grunting, just having been kind of shoved over here by Crow. Anything else you want to add to the description there?
No, just the shot from the arm. I don't know if he's dead or not. So.
Yeah, he's not dead. He kind of crumples over in half for a minute.
And he looks at Jason. Is Shanti all right?
Yeah, I'm sure she'll feel better in a minute.
Rozar's turn.
Rozar smiles out of the side of his mouth. Let's see about this one. This is a nice trick. And gonna do a mind slice. Effort for damage, I think.
He's only a 9 to hit right now. Nice. All right, your mind slice takes him, and what does that look like as you take him to his knees? This round, he would have taken a point of damage from whatever's happening inside him. That's obviously not good. And so basically you catch him, and between that and this point, he's incapacitated. What does that look like?
Yeah, kind of the same that happened to his minion. It's just like needles are sticking in his brain. It just hurts so bad. It's like the loudest scream in his mind that's possible. Blood just trickles out of his ears.
Yeah, he crumples onto the ground, screaming, almost hoarse. He's screaming so loud, and blood from his ears and from his eyes. So basically, this combat's ended. Jason, you can easily the next round to get that collar off of Shanti if you want, but we're still kind of counting rounds here.
So yeah, he would do that one on the next round.
All right. As you do that, she does the whole kind of blink, look down at her hands, look around, and it obviously is taking her a minute to kind of figure out what's going on. Okay, wait, the cube. He's got the cube, she says, and she points at Crow.
Well, I guess we could take it from him now. Jason stares at him once he got on the ground.
Shanti looks over at the portal. Oh God, where does that go? When does it close? Oh my gosh. Wait, get me the cube.
I'll scan it. Just somebody grab her the cube, please. And I'm gonna try to scan the
portal?
See if I can better.
Awesome, please do. I want you to roll so I can determine kind of like the level of detail that you can get from inside it. You.
Right. I will effort it, definitely.
Yeah, Rosar. Jason, could you please grab the cube?
And Jason would
Alright,
nod.
good enough. Go ahead.
Jason would nod and run over and get the cube.
You run over, it takes you, because you have the fleet of foot, you can run over there and grab the cube all in one turn, and that's 2 rounds. Saldor, you are scanning the portal, and you roll well enough that you can kind of determine how long it's going to be before it's shut. Why don't you roll 1d6 plus 2. Alright. So you know it's happening soon. However you want to kind of express that, but he'll be able to let you know it's about 5 rounds.
Portal's closing soon. We only have a few minutes.
Do we want to go through it?
Shanti takes a round grabbing the cube and putting it into her own head, and she sits and processes. Wait a minute, just give me a minute. Saldor, while you're over there by the portal, you see, because you've got an eye kind of trained to look out for this, you do see some crystals on the ground near where the portal is. And Rosar, why don't you roll an intellect?
Okay. Let's see. I'll go ahead and use effort. What is the difficulty?
The difficulty will be 3.
Oh.
Oh, a GM intrusion. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so you're looking around at Saldor as he leans over to pick up a crystal, and your eye happens to catch a beaded necklace / amulet, something decoration that the Native American guy was wearing, and it just calls out to you with magical appeal, like it's just like almost singing to you.
Yeah, he walks over to it, kind of ignoring everything else, figuring they have plenty of time. Just takes it off the guy's neck very slowly without like breaking the latch or anything.
And you take it off and you examine it, and go ahead and roll an intellect again.
Intellect, where is Difficulty.
This is going to be a difficulty 3. Okay. You pick it up and you hear it's like this just seductive allure about this amulet, and you're holding it, and you can almost start to feel a whisper in your mind, and you realize that it's there's some sort of spirit in this amulet, and you're going to have to be very careful about how you handle it. But you're able to, once you recognize that, you can kind of block it.
Yeah, he looks at it and puts it in his pocket. I'll deal with you later, friend.
Alright, so I'm going to call that we are 2 rounds down, about 3 rounds to go. Anything else you guys want to do? Oh, Saldor, I'm sorry. You not only got the number of rounds it was going to be, you rolled well enough to tell that you think there's probably water on the other side of this portal. And Shanti says, okay, it's going to somewhere Earth Prime or close to Earth Prime. And it's not going to open again a couple of weeks. There's some more portals. It's hard to sort through. Basically, we're going to be here for a little while, or we take this one.
I think take this one.
Yes, there's no brothels here even.
All about those brothels.
Well, did you see how these people looked? No wonder you're so ugly, Winters.
Well, yeah, you got a point. They are some ugly people.
Saldor, are you going to say anything about the water?
Oh yeah, I would relate it. There does appear to be water on the other side. Whether it's clean or not, we'll have to find out if we go through.
Anybody bring any floaties? I'm worried about Razor being able to.
Well, I'll just piggyback on you, friend.
I kind of smile and look down at the crow. We're bringing this one with us? I don't think we should leave him here.
Not alive.
He's collapsed into unconsciousness. He may very well be basically on his way to dead. He's twitching in a way that doesn't look healthy.
Shanti, put him out of his misery and let's go.
She walks over and she actually has kind of a sad look on her face. I guess it was too much for you to handle. Bye, bro. And she takes out her needle gun and she just puts it against his temple, and a needle shoots out. Lightning speed just shoots right through his temples and out the other side, hits a tree, and he stops twitching.
Jason would also lays down there, look for take gear away from him that these pilgrims don't need to have.
Okay, cool. I'll let you end up probably getting a Cypher from that, so that we could take care of that later. You know, Saldor, you're basically there. You guys gotta basically don't have any time left, so you either stay or you go now.
Now's the time. Let's go.
Yeah, Rosar could actually hold the portal open for a few more seconds if he wanted at difficulty 0. So.
Right, so you can easily hold it open so that people aren't cut off in between.
He just holds it and
So
let's go then, slowpokes.
Yeah, Jason would go ahead and run towards the portal and kind of dive in, expecting water on the other side.
So holding your breath then, I'm assuming.
Yep. With his hand in front of him, expecting to hit the water.
Alright. You all go through. Rosar coming in last and the portal closing behind him. You're all submerged in turbulent water. Salt stings your eyes, and waves churn the dark water in all directions. It's difficult to know which way is up, and panic threatens to grip you. This guy is not here. So everybody make an intelligence check, difficulty 3, to find the surface, except for Saldor, who knows which way is up because it's the way that he's not sinking.
I would just point that out then, after seeing the gravity do its thing.
How are you doing that? Describe that.
So it would be the underwater thing of, you know what? I might actually fire a shot off so it gets all their attention. So
Okay.
I might actually fire off a shot, and then assuming that they see that, I would expect they look at me, and I would point up.
Okay,
wherever
cool.
up is.
I'm going to have you guys roll. Basically, that's going to lower the difficulty by 2. So you really only have to get a 3 or higher to not let panic confuse you.
Sweet. So Jason blows bubbles out and sees they're going up. As he's looking over at Saldo, pointing up as well.
All right. What about Rosar?
Yeah, Rosar looks around and he looks quite irritated for a moment and then sees the rest of everyone swimming in one direction and begins to follow them.
Yeah, you passed, so it was difficulty lowered by 2. So, now you guys know which way is up. Now it's time to try to get there. So it's going to take 2 swim checks to reach the surface. Saldor is extremely heavy, so it's 1 level more difficult for him. Each PC who wants to assist him can lower his difficulty by 1, but your difficulty is then raised by 1 until that handicap of 2 levels is over. I mean, until basically you help him for 1 turn.
I'm going for the red crystal usage, so you guys should be fine.
All right. So what does that look like as you activate your red crystal?
Realizing that water is not my friend, I quickly activate that within my system and let it start spreading throughout the body, and that is basically becoming jacked for the next hour, making things more simple in terms of might-related strength, raw strength, so this should allow me to work my way to the surface, in theory.
Jason, you also have an ability called Endurance. So basically, everybody else will have to start making might checks after 4 rounds underwater, and you have 8.
Perfect.
So we can do those first swim checks.
Yeah,
whenever
can
you
I
guys
do
want.
a curative?
It'll take a round, basically.
Yeah, I would like to do that now.
What does that look like under the water?
He pulls out a scroll under the water and he's like, singing the words. And I guess I'll roll it. It's 1d6 plus 2. Four, all to my might.
Sweet. So, how much longer do we have to play? Are we over?
We're about 250.
Okay. I think we'll do this then. I'm gonna throw 1 more intervention, and this time it's going to happen. Jason. Okay, Jason, you are getting ready to try to swim up when you see this guy. Only he's coming up like right underneath you. You've got some bleeding wounds, and it seems to be attracted to them. Okay, so now we can act. I'm gonna basically just kind of rule that the sharks can go first, so we just don't have to mess with initiative because it's a water creature. But Jason, you got.
Does anybody have any XP left, by the way?
Looks like Ghost and Sim both, and now Sim has 2, and he can give 1 to someone else. Actually, you have enough now that if you wanted to do a reality shift, basically, that costs 2 XP. Like, you can just throw whatever you want into the story that's reasonable. Or you can just try to fight the shark.
Oh.
Or swim away from it or whatever.
So like throw whatever I want. So like I could put a cruise ship cruising by.
Well, there's no cruise ship, but something that I think would actually work in the setting.
A bigger shark eating the smaller shark.
Than eating us.
But I don't feel that. Okay, all right. I'm gonna introduce the reality shift here. I'm gonna throw in a killer whale. They don't like sharks too much.
All right, a killer whale. You're staring. What does that look like? You describe what's happening here. The outcome will be, the shark attack is avoided. But tell me how this.
So I don't know. Is it a power that he uses, or is it just happens? Like a killer whale.
You can call it whatever you want. Like,
all right.
This is kind of your thing right now. He's telekinetic, so maybe he also has the ability to call killer whales.
So as he sees the shark starts panicking, you all of a sudden see like a silhouette in the distance make speed over towards us, and almost like out of the blue, literally, you see a black and white huge dolphin-looking creature come through, and lo and behold, it's a killer whale coming off the shark.
Yeah, takes a clamp down on the shark, shakes it. You can see gore starting to fill the water as you guys are swimming up. So now you just need to make your swim checks.
Okay. I imagine. Never mind. I'll wait till my turn. How are we doing this?
Oh, it doesn't
The
really
left or
matter.
right or
Turns
something.
don't matter.
What's the
Yeah.
what's the difficulty? Base difficulty?
The base difficulty is 3.
Okay, I'm gonna use effort. There.
So if it's 3, do I just succeed?
You have to roll just to make sure there's a fumble. If you roll a 1, you still make it, but there would be an intervention.
Well, I just rolled a 1, so.
Okay. So yeah. You.
Oh no!
And then you.
I will spend the XP to avoid that.
Okay. So that doesn't happen. So roll again. Whoa!
Can I
Okay,
major
so that's
effect
crazy.
to
Help me!
notice that,
Help me!
Yeah.
Okay, you tell me what's happened. So basically, the 1 is deleted. That doesn't happen, and also you get a major effect. So you tell me what happened.
So I feel myself start to sink a bit, catching the crystal not spreading out fast enough, sink poorly, and then so this killer whale, my understanding, just kind of went by to drive-by hit on the shark and left. Correct, Sim? Is that kind of what happened here, or?
Well, I don't know if it just left, but I imagine it's playing with the shark carcass. Cause...
So, just I guess the waves kind of lift me up, and I don't want to presume what happens to Rosaire, but based on his woman, it pushed him down, and I was able to catch him before he did it as my major effect. So he can either get another roll or succeed that instead. I don't know how you want to play that.
I would say minor effect was an extra roll, and major effect is he succeeds.
All right.
So yeah, okay. So you both make it up that level. What about Jason?
All right, Jason's gonna use an effort enhancer as a Cypher, so I guess I would take that round, right?
Yeah. What does that look like?
Okay.
I just wanted to see what a cokehead your character is. I want him to try to snort it underwater.
This one is a syringe. Mainline it. Mainline it.
It's a gel tab type thing. I don't know. It has a 1d6 next to it. What is that? I don't know what this is. Level
that
1d6.
you don't have to worry about that.
Okay.
But it's 1 hour energy pill form.
All right. And it has a side effects of some wavy colors and stuff. And I guess might is the swim, right? Or
Yeah. You can
Okay.
use speed or might. That's up to you.
I'll use might. I got a few in effort pool to use as well with it. So since it doesn't count, does that mean I can throw in 2 effort for it? It doesn't count towards the maximum amount of effort a character can normally apply to one task as well.
Oh. Okay, read the description again. I'm sorry, I'm not quite getting
Yeah,
it.
I'll throw it out there for you.
Yeah, so you could use 2 levels of effort.
We will do that. So that'd be 2 levels of effort.
Perfect. So you make it up. So all of you, the water's getting lighter and lighter, and the waves are starting to calm down a bit. So you need to make 1 more roll to make it to the surface, and this roll is only at a level 2. Although it's normally 1 level harder for Saldor. I don't know if you still have the effect from your thing going.
That is a full hour.
Awesome. So all of you can make that swim or might roll or speed roll. All right, Saldor makes it.
I spent
Tetnat,
effort.
Rosar makes it. Okay.
Oh, bloody hell.
Jason, you start you feel like your legs are kind of, it's like you're suddenly being carried diagonally to where you're trying to get. You think you've been caught in a riptide. You start struggling to pull yourself out of it. The rest of you make it to the surface, and you can see Jason still about 10 feet below you. But you guys kind of reach the surface, gasp for breath. You can try to do something, or Jason, you can just make another roll. This would normally be the round where you guys needed to start making might checks for drowning, but you're not underwater, and Jason, you still have 4 rounds to go before that becomes an issue because of your endurance.
Alright, I'll go ahead and give him a roll first. We'll use speed this time with enough.
Awesome. So you're able to easily break free and reach the surface.
Yeah, Rosier looks
All
around. Is there anything besides water? Really?
Yeah,
Yeah,
hold
sure,
on.
no
I'm
problem.
sorry. I was copying your tokens, but they didn't go right.
Get that shark off me!
Shamu tentacles.
Well, I've used a lot of my pools. They're all pretty low.
Yeah, I'm impaired now.
Yeah, that's fine. You guys, we're almost done. How do I drag you to the top of the screen? You're basically at another picture at the
Just
top.
grab them and, well, I would zoom out, grab them, and pull them. Just click and drag.
Oh, I had copied and
Oh, you
pasted.
can do that too.
Everybody just go scroll to the
You can do
top
that
of
too.
this
shift click.
screen and
Yes.
can everybody
Yes.
see that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you surface, and as the rain sputters to a halt, light peeks through gray skies and illuminates this landscape. There are rocks cresting the waves, and you use them to steady yourselves, and land becomes visible in the near distance. You see a dock, cliffs, and an enormous castle, all within easy reach. Flocks of large birds wheel above its towers, but there's little movement otherwise. Shanti gazes out of it with that blank-eyed stare that she gets when you feel like she's kind of accessing the cube or other memory storage. She says, I can see there's a portal there. It looks like it goes to Earth Prime in the castle.
Well, where are we now?
In the cast.
She, again, was kind of blank. It's odd. I thought at first, back when we were in the Force, that it said that we were headed to Earth Prime, but it's almost like Earth Prime footnote. It's, I don't know what you'd call it. It's very small. A pocket kind of dimension. Like a closet built on to Earth Prime.
And the portal to Earth Prime is inside that castle, correct?
Yeah. As you
Yeah.
guys watch, you can see that the tide is kind of going out. And the area around the dock, you can see that there's some shallower parts that, within probably the hour would be pretty easy to reach, or it's just a few minutes swim. Either way, if you guys are going to the castle, we can kind of skip that how we did it.
Yeah,
Sure.
that'd be the idea.
All right. Hold on just a second. I deleted some of my text. Anyway, you guys make it to the shore, and you see from the shore that the castle looks not in the greatest repair, but you do see lights flickering from somewhere within. You see what might be a footpath or a deer path, but you don't see any footprints on it. No signs of recent travel. But it leads you windingly, but nothing too treacherous, up to the castle doors, which, when you get there, are slightly ajar. And you all can't kind of get the feeling like an itch in the back of your neck, like you're being watched. You can see torches lit from somewhere inside the castle
Can I
doors.
cast, what is it? Where is it? Where is it? Augury?
Mm-hmm. Can you pop what you get out of that? Okay, one random fact about a creature or location that is pertinent to a topic you designate. Okay, so what do you want to know? What are you trying to learn about?
I guess trying to learn about, like, what's the state of the castle? Is it dangerous?
Ooh.
To us specifically?
So, tell me what it looks like as you're casting the augury. Are you, like, throwing bones
No,
on rocks?
he stands there blankly, and his eyes roll back in his head, and you can only see the whites of them as he kind of begins to take visions in of his surroundings.
Yeah, you look around. You look toward the castle. It's like your mind's eye flies toward the castle. And as you get there, the castle walls exude like a blue aura of stability. But within the halls, there is a faint glow of red that smells like danger to you. Not from the whole thing, but something in there is dangerous. It doesn't blaze hot enough that you feel burned, but it does lend you some caution.
Yeah, and maybe the others have seen him do this before from time to time. It's not something he does often. But as he kind of comes back into his own, he leans on his staff and says, "Something inside is dangerous, perhaps wishes us harm. An interloper, I think."
Anything more specific?
Unfortunately not.
Well, I guess we just take it as it comes then.
Takes a deep breath. I am sorely fatigued. Perhaps we could wait a while.
I haven't seen anything threatening around, and we probably get a little bit of rest.
As you say that, the door that you're kind of peering into that was open a bit opens just a bit farther. It could have just been the wind. It's quite windy here up on the top of this cliff. You see, you feel a cold blast of air that accompanies the wider opening from the castle, and you smell something kind of musty. But soon it changes from feeling cold. It feels quite warm and appealing. You guys are soaked because you just came out of the ocean, and the air is quite chilly.
And Rosier just looks to the rest of you.
Shanti just kind of shivers and says, well, I mean, shit, we know something bad's in there. We just gotta be ready, okay?
Speak if by ready you mean well rested, and I think it's not going in there until we recover a little bit would be the best bet.
Well, alright. Do you guys want to do that? Do you want to rest for an hour?
Yes.
Alright, so you kind of take your leave, backing away from the door, eyeing it cautiously. Find a little place in the grass near the castle. And gaze up at the flying creatures. Nibble some of your portable rations that were packaged well enough to make it through the soak in the ocean, and you can all get your rest.
A whole 4
I got
points.
2, so...
So, as the hour ends, the sun is dipping down low over the horizon, the air is getting even colder and colder. You guys are feeling quite chilled to the bone with your wet clothes.
I don't feel that much better.
You look up, and in the fading light, some of these shapes whirling above the whirling above the castle make shadows on the side of the castle, and the shadows look strangely shaped, unbird-like, almost reptilian.
Well, I think we probably should be heading inside regardless then, huh?
Yeah, it's now or never, I suppose.
Fuck, says Shanti. Well, it'll all be fine. It always is. She kind of straightens her shoulders.
Jason kind of look at her. Oh, 100%.
Yeah, what could go wrong?
Yeah, never mind what just happened about an hour ago.
Yeah, she kind of waves her hand dismissively. I don't even remember anything about that.
It must be nice
No?
to take a nap.
Come on,
What?
guys. Stop standing out here like scaredy
Well,
cats.
then you can go first then. I'll take up the rear.
Yeah, maybe I will. And she kind of looks back at you guys, sticks out her tongue, starts to saunter forward through the door. But you all notice a distinct slowing of her gait, and she loses some of her swagger as you enter a lighted hall. Torches, lighting the sides. You can see a staircase going up, but nothing's lit except this hall. You can see that it opens up into a room. And she kind of looks back at you guys and gives you a little smile. Hey, no sweat, right? And starts walking forward.
You want me to go in front, Shanti?
Hey, well, I'm cool, but, if you're in a hurry.
Jason kind of smiles as he walks up past her. Nothing bad's gonna happen.
Yeah, we got this. And you guys move forward. The lighted hall eventually leads to a dining chamber where we switched screens. Can you guys see? Okay. Food and wine is laid out. At the head of the table is a hunched figure draped in worn finery. His clawed, scabrous hands bear long nails, and he taps them against a goblet to get your attention. Welcome, travelers, to my humble sanctuary. It is not often that I have visitors, and I quite look forward to the experience. Please be seated and refresh yourselves. Some of you look quite wet and uncomfortable. On your right, you see a fireplace large enough to walk into, and it's crackling with warmth. Was it there a moment ago? You aren't sure. Forgive me. As I said, I am out of practice with strangers. I am the ruler of this god-cursed patch of earth, Count Dracul. You may call me Vlad. And that's where we stop.
I was about to ask him, well, that's a fancy out there.
Yeah, remember that for next time.
Sense magic.
This is the best chair.
Yeah. Don't make me bust out my Hungarian accent again, please.
Was that Hungarian?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
I don't recall.
Well, that's the
Nice,
Cypher
thank you.
system.
Oh, walking in there with two might, 3 speed.
Oh yeah, I
Intelligence.
I was really screwed. Let's see.
I liked the idea of creating this scenario where you're just forced to spend
Yeah.
and spend and spend and spend. And there's a time, there's like a clock that you got to keep to. And then you're finally faced with a situation where I think in the module it'd be a great like hook for the potential GM. You know, what do you want this to be? This is a good opportunity for role play and problem solving rather than fighting your way through it, because you're gonna have to bargain with Dracul, who is obviously tough, and you guys are weak right now because you're like all depleted.
Yeah, I mean, even if we rested for 10 hours, and then you could put it, you could put something in there that really doesn't allow it. Like if somebody actually tries it, then they're attacked by whatever or whatever.
Yeah, little mini dragons that are out there.